Welcome back to Cinema Corner. I'm Blake, and today I am reviewing Moana 2. I was the only one of the group to go see this, shockingly, as the others did not watch the first one. What's that about? I don't know. You can make your own judgments. But Moana 2 just recently hit theaters about a week ago, and so far the numbers are doing very well, as it is even competing with Gladiator 2 and Wicked, which both just came out not too long ago as well. But coming out during the Thanksgiving weekend, I think definitely helped it, as it's just a big time for people to go see family movies, and obviously being a sequel to one of Disney's best, most recent movies, I think definitely has helped this movie have a pretty strong opening weekend in the box office. So, without further ado, let's just get into the review. Obviously, this one is set a little bit into the future. I don't think they ever fully announce how far this is. But you can definitely tell and even hear in Moana's voice that she has grown up a little bit, as well as see some of the aging in her parents. She now has a little sister who, I don't know, again, if they ever set an age, I would guess, kind of just, obviously being animation, it's a little bit hard to tell, but I would guess she was probably somewhere around 3-4 years old-ish, maybe. So this is just a couple years in the future after the events of Moana, and she has now taken over the role of being a wayfinder, and through this, she is trying to reconnect her people with others that they assume are out there, as they cannot be the only ones who are sailing the seas and traveling. So Moana has taken it upon herself to kind of travel alone and go try to see if she can find other islands, find other people. And so pretty early on, she learns that there must be other people out there, as she's at one island. And she finds a pot or bowl. It's, obviously it's a little hard to tell the size of it, a cup maybe even, but it has a little bit of decal on it that showed other people, so she brought it back to her island and was like, we can't be the only ones out here, there's others. And so this takes it upon them to, I don't remember the exact name of the Wayfinder title, I guess, that they gave someone a long time ago, but her people give it upon her, and she does an ancient kind of ritual where she meets other ancestors and learns that what her path is, what she needs to do to restore the island, as there is a god who has kind of broken apart a central area in the ocean that connects a bunch of different islands and people, and he wants to keep the people from coming together. So she has to break this curse, find this island, and restore the oceans and the seas to be, a way for people to connect. So she takes a couple of the islanders with her to help her. Along with this is a farmer. I don't remember the name of the guy who is basically a fanboy of Maui, who was making tapestry of stories and telling stories. And then another character who is she's like a builder, who kind of makes mock designs of stuff and takes them with. And yeah, she sets out. She's hoping that Maui, she'll come across him and he can help her somehow. He's been on his own little thing. And eventually they run into the coconut guys again and team up with one of them who he was a hero. Him and his people really came in clutch when they needed to. But yeah, overall, obviously it's a kid's movie. At the end of the day, they end up going to the island. They realize that they need to accomplish things themselves, just the humans, and have Maui do his own thing. Along the way, that it's the people who need to work on restoring it, and they can't just be bailed out by a demigod. And at the end of it, Moana kind of, in a way, sacrifices herself of being like, I know what I have to do. I have to go down, swim. This god's going to try to stop me, but I need to restore the people. We see her somewhat die, and then eventually the ancestors come back, and she seemingly gets a little bit of demigod powers, and they kind of bring her back to life, and she restores the island back to being not cursed, and we see other people starting to come from different areas of the ocean, kind of connecting her people. Overall, that was just kind of quick synopsis of the movie. Overall, I definitely enjoyed this movie. I thought it was a pretty good sequel I don't think it lives up to the first one, but I think that's a tough ask, to be honest. I think, like I said, Moana is one of the best Disney movies in general, let alone recently. I really enjoy it. I think the soundtrack of the first one is amazing, and I definitely think this soundtrack kind of takes a step back for sure. There's definitely a couple songs that are pretty good, but nothing overly special, I don't believe. And I think the first one had quite a few songs that were really, really good. I don't know if that's an effect of Lin-Manuel Miranda wasn't on this one as he wasn't the first one. I know he was a part of the Mufasa movie, which is also coming out soon. I don't know if because he was more focused on that, they maybe were working on them at the same time, so he was focused on that and not a part of Moana 2. I don't know if that's what the issue was, but I definitely think it struggled a little bit in the music department. Um, like I said, there just really wasn't anything super special in this one in terms of songs. I don't think they were bad. It's just none stand out to me. And there's at least two or three that stand out for the first one for me. Um, Along with that, I thought the story was interesting. That's why I said that it wasn't as good as the first one, obviously, but I still think it was an enjoyable movie. I had a good time with it. The other people I went with, they enjoyed it. We had a really, really packed theater for ours, actually. Um, and I had a littler cousin who she really enjoyed the movie. So I think it's still definitely a movie that's worth seeing, especially if you either have kids that age or you, like I said, you just enjoy the first one, like I did. I just wanted to see it because I enjoyed the first one. Um, but I just think if you're hoping it lives up to the first one, I don't think it's going to do that because I think there are a lot of people like me who really think the first one was good. I think it was even like the most streamed movie or something like that on Disney Plus was the first Moana over the past like year or two, which I think is completely justified. I don't think this one's gonna hit that number ever, but it's still definitely an enjoyable movie that's worth seeing in my eyes. And like I said, I mean the box office is proving that people are willing to go see it. The only thing that I'm a little concerned about is at the end of it there is a post credit scene that is setting up the MCU, the Moana cinematic universe. That is, I don't know if we really need to push that kind of thing. We saw the god, I don't remember his name, who kind of oversaw the curse, was upset with one of the characters, demigod, who helped out Moana and her friends on the journey. This bat lady, who I thought was going to have a way bigger role and was going to be a bad person, she did not. She kind of was mysterious with Maui, and then Moana and friends show up, and she kind of helped him out, saying what think is probably one of the better songs of the entire movie. And then she just kind of helps him out, and that's about it. So I was kind of surprised that she didn't have a bigger role than I thought she was going to have. But we see her at the end kind of talking with the god who was upset on what happened with Maui and Moana. And he was like, oh, we're just getting started. A Thanos level threat to compare to the Marvel Cinematic Universe, that is, I guess. But yeah, I mean, that's obviously it's a Disney property. They're going to obviously make it as long as it makes money for them. So I shouldn't be shocked that they're going to continue to make more of these movies. And they already are filming a live action one, which again, I think we can wait a little bit on that. We don't need to just make live action of every single Disney movie ever. I mean, it hasn't even been a decade since Moana came out, and they're already working on live action, which I think is just too much. But yeah, I don't know if we need to continue making them, but of course Disney is going to, especially because this is going to make money, and that's all they really care about. So, I would just say for the third one, which is inevitable, hopefully they are able to bring back Lin-Manuel Miranda. I know, there's a lot of theater people out there who may not like that. I definitely think if he came back to help them on the music, then Moana can get back to being a top tier movie. But overall, like I said, I still enjoyed this movie. Rating out of 10, I would say probably like a 7.2 out of 10, I think is what I'd give this movie. It's enjoyable. It's definitely a good family movie. It's pretty quick. It's lighthearted. Like I said, it doesn't have quite the musical talent, I would say, the song strength as the first one, but there definitely are some songs that are good and I think worth listening to and seeing this movie. So yeah, Moana 2, that's my thoughts on it. As always, let me know down in the comments below if you've seen Moana 2, what your thoughts are. Like the video, subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you with the guys in the next one.